Welcome everyone to the set of the Just Teens television program, the show that was designed to educate, encourage, and empower the youth of today who will be the leaders of tomorrow. This show is a very interesting show because we're highlighting sketch artists and illustrators. Well, some people have actually written to me in the past year and, have asked the question, who designed the little girl that's inside the clock that's your logo for Teen Time Productions? Well, some people thought it was me, maybe a baby picture of me, but actually it was a configuration of my mind and someone else you're going to meet later on in the show who actually created her. Well, she represents Teen Time, get it? The face of youth inside the face of time. But there's somebody else I want to introduce you to, a very special young lady, Amanda Horton. She's a student and she actually goes to, what school do you go to, Amanda?
St. Francis High School.
St. Francis High School. And what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior. What's some of your favorite subjects?
Oh, well, I'm taking playwriting this year and dramatic literature next semester, English, of course, and the regular subjects. I'm taking physics and math, which I'm not too crazy about, but mainly the arts.
Mainly the arts. And that's why you're here today, because you have some beautiful, beautiful sketching, some drawings. To only be, how old are you?
I'm 16.
16 years old. When did you start or notice that you had a knack for drawing?
Well, I've always liked to draw ever since I was very little, but I've taken various art classes in elementary school and middle school. I've had wonderful teachers. I took a class at the Water Tower when I was in 5th grade. Just various programs, things like that.
Who actually worked with you at the Water Tower? Was that a special program?
It was a special program. I wish I was still in touch with the lady. I don't remember her name.
Okay.
But we had a wonderful program. It was really fun.
Really fun.
Fun.
I know that your parents are big supporters of what you do.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you probably, within, I guess, drawing and sketching, would you say that you paint or draw with a lot of emotion?
I try to. I'm not far enough along to really, consider myself advanced or an expert or anything on that, but I try to, and I try to just draw what I see and to the best of my ability, and to use what I know as a person to add to that and make it my own.
Well, judging by what we're going to show the viewing audience, no one would be able to tell that you're an amateur. I don't think that's the correct word. I would say that you're very professional in what you do. I think you're very poised in what you do. I know only a little bit about art, so the reason I wanted to do this show was because I wanted to focus on the gifts that young people here in Jefferson County have, and you're one of those people. To be 16 years old, you could be involved in something that would not be as productive as something like this, but I just know that what you've done, I mean, it looks remarkable. And we're going to go ahead and talk about this piece and give a little history about this, and tell me exactly, when did you do this?
Let's see, I did this November 4th, 1998.
Okay.
And this is George Bernard Shaw. It's a sketch of George Bernard Shaw. I used white and black pastels. In case you don't know who George Bernard Shaw is, which I'm sure you do, he's a playwright, and he wrote Pygmalion, which is the play version of My Fair Lady, the musical, if you're familiar with that. And so he's well known for his opinions and.
Is he one of your favorites?
Things.
Is this someone that you've studied about in school?
Not too much, but I've been intrigued by him and his work. And it was just one of the many pictures our art teachers gave us to work with, and I decided to take it and run with it.
Okay. How long did it take you to draw him? Is that the right word?
That's kind of complicated because last year I had 2 periods a day, twice a week. So that's about 80 minutes twice a week.
Twice a week. So you basically, did this during your class time. Okay.
And so I can't say exactly how long it took me, because we looked at it and then we did some other stuff and then we went back to it. And so I'd say, a couple weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. This was towards the beginning of the year, so I'm sure it took a lot longer than some of my other things.
I want to go to the next piece, if we can do that.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this down. And move that over here out of the way. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, I took this out of a stock market magazine, actually. It's a picture of a mother and child as far as I see it. And when I got this idea, it was coming up Mother's Day. Mother's Day was coming up, and I thought this would be a neat surprise for my mom. And so I gave it to her for Mother's Day. It was a little early, but she seemed to like it.
How long do you think it actually took you to do this one?
Oh, this took forever, as far as I'm concerned. My art teacher kept making me do her face over and over again because it wasn't quite right. It wasn't quite in the right position, and so it took at least a month.
A month.